Dear students, now we will see muscles associated with rib cage. Muscles that act on rib cage are generally referred to as ventilatory muscles or respiratory muscles. Okay, the muscles that are acting on the rib cage are generally referred as the ventilatory or respiratory muscles. And the ventilatory muscles are striated skeletal muscles. They are striated skeletal muscles. You know that the striated skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles. But this ventilatory muscles are striated skeletal muscles, but they differ from other skeletal muscles in a number of ways. Okay, there is a lot of difference between normal skeletal muscle with that of the ventilatory muscles, which are striated skeletal muscles. Now we will see what are the differences we can find with other skeletal muscles. Okay, they have increased fatigue resistance. They have increased fatigue resistance and greater oxidative capacity So in normal skeletal muscles, they will have less fatigue resistance because they are very much dependent upon glucose. Of course, these are also dependent, but these are having greater oxidative capacity when compared to the other skeletal muscles. And these muscles contract rhythmically. They contract rhythmically throughout the life. Okay, whereas other skeletal muscles, so we can move those muscles with our will, isn't it? They are all voluntary muscle. Okay, but these muscles have to work throughout the life, but these muscles work or contract rhythmically. They work, so these muscles work primarily against the elastic properties of the lungs and airway resistance. So these muscles work according to the against the elastic properties of the lungs and airway resistance rather than against gravitational force. Normally, whatever part in our body, so though everything is having an effect of gravitational force. So these muscles, these respiratory muscles, not only working against gravitational forces, but also they are working against elastic properties of lungs and airway resistance. That airway resistance you people have already studied in physiology. Okay, and the properties of lungs. Lungs will have an expansion and contraction of the lungs during inspiration and expiration. According to that, these muscles are working along with the lungs also. And these muscles, so the respiratory muscles have both voluntary and involuntary neurological control. So involuntary, we can't stop that one. Sometimes we can hold our breath, isn't it? So we are stopping the muscles not to work. That is the voluntary control, but it is not happen for a long time. So but it happens. So these muscles have both voluntary and involuntary neurological control, and these actions of the muscle are used for life to sustain. Okay, so these are the 5 differences which differ respiratory skeletal muscle from other skeletal muscles in our body. Okay, And also, any muscle that attaches to the chest wall, any muscle that attaches to the chest wall, and muscles attaches to the shoulder girdle, muscles attached to the shoulder girdle, and also muscles attached on the thoracic vertebrae. So on the posterior aspect we'll have thoracic vertebrae. So the muscles attached to the chest wall, and muscles attached to the shoulder girdle, and also muscles attached to the thoracic vertebrae contribute to ventilation. All these muscles are used in ventilation. But here there are so many muscles which are attached to the chest wall, and these are also contributing to ventilation. But you have to note one thing, that how many muscles are involved, how many muscles are involved, and how much extent of these muscles involvement depends upon the type of ventilation. Depends upon the type of ventilation. అంటే ఇన్ని మజిల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో మజిల్స్ చెస్ట్ వాల్ మీద అటాచ్ అయి ఉంటాయి. సో షోల్డర్ గర్డిల్కి అటాచ్ అయిన మజిల్స్, అండ్ ఆల్సో థొరాసిక్ వర్టిబ్రేకి అటాచ్ అయిన మజిల్స్ అన్నీ, అండ్ ఆల్సో సమ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ అబ్డామినల్ మజిల్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో helps in ventilation. But how many muscles are involved, అంటే ఎన్ని మజిల్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాయి రెస్పిరేషన్లో, ఎంతవరకు ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతుంది అన్నది మనం తీసుకునే బ్రీదింగ్ బట్టి ఉంటుందన్నమాట. సో దాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మజిల్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్, అండ్ ద ఎక్స్టెంట్ ఆఫ్ దేర్ ఇన్వాల్వ్మెంట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ ద టైప్ ఆఫ్ వెంటిలేషన్. సో ventilation is of two types. Ventilation or respiration is of two types. One is quiet respiration and forced respiration. Okay, quiet respiration and forced respiration. This quiet respiration occurs during rest. So నార్మల్గా మనము ప్లెజెంట్గా ఏ హెవీ వర్క్స్ చేయకుండా నార్మల్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఉన్న బ్రీదింగ్ ఏమంటామంటే క్వైట్ బ్రీతింగ్ అంటాం. And forced breathing, next one is the forced breathing occurring during exercises or in pathological states or in diseases. So మనం ఎప్పుడైనా ఎక్కువ వర్క్ చేసినప్పుడు, ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేసినప్పుడు కొంచెం గసపోసుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. సో such kind of respiration is called forced respiration. And in the case of some diseases, so like chronic అబ్స్ట్రక్టివ్ పల్మనరీ డిసీజెస్, ఆస్మా, సో మీరు ఎవరైనా ఇంట్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు చూస్తూ ఉంటారు ఆస్మా పేషెంట్స్. సో దేర్ బ్రీదింగ్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్. సో సచ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ బ్రీదింగ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఫోర్స్డ్ బ్రీదింగ్. సో ఇక్కడ ఇన్ని మజిల్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు, సో హౌ మెనీ మజిల్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ క్వైట్ రెస్పిరేషన్ అండ్ హౌ మెనీ మజిల్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్వాల్వింగ్ ఇన్ ఫోర్స్డ్ రెస్పిరేషన్ అన్న విషయం you have to understand here. Okay, muscles which help in quiet respiration, muscles which help in quiet respiration is called as primary muscles of inspiration. Okay, primary muscles of inspiration. So normally in quiet respiration, so in inspiration only the muscles are working. Why not in expiration? Means the expiration is passive in quiet respiration. Okay, and also during active or forced breathing, accessory muscles of both inspiration and expiration are added up or recruited. Okay, or added or recruited to help to meet the increased demand for ventilation. సో మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, ప్రైమరీ క్వైట్ రెస్పిరేషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు కొన్ని మజిల్స్ మాత్రమే ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతాయి, అది ఎప్పుడు వర్క్ అవుతూనే ఉంటాయి. సచ్ మజిల్స్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ప్రైమరీ మజిల్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్. ఎక్స్పిరేషన్స్కి ఏ మజిల్స్ యూజ్ అవ్వదు అనమాట, ఎందుకంటే అది ప్యాసివ్గా జరిగిపోతుంది. సో అదే మనం యాక్టివ్ అండ్ ఫోర్స్డ్ బ్రీదింగ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే సమ్ అదర్ మజిల్స్, సో ప్రైమరీ మజిల్స్ కాకుండా, సో ఇంకా మన రిబ్ కేజ్లో చాలా మజిల్స్ అటాచ్ అయి ఉంటాయి అన్నాం కదా. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు దిస్ ప్రైమరీ మజిల్స్, along with primary muscles, many additional muscles called as accessory muscles are used in both inspiration as well as expiration. సో రెండిట్లో మజిల్స్ యూజ్ అవుతుందన్నమాట ఎప్పుడు ఫోర్స్ బ్రీతింగ్ అప్పుడు. ఓకే, ఎందుకది? టు హెల్ప్ టు మీట్ ద ఇంక్రీజ్ డిమాండ్ ఫర్ వెంటిలేషన్. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, సో మనకి నార్మల్గా ఎక్కువ వర్క్ చేసినప్పుడు రెస్పిరేటరీ రేట్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయిపోతుంది. సో ఎందుకు ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందంటే టు మీట్ ద ఆక్సిజన్ డిమాండ్, బాడీకి ఎక్కువ ఆక్సిజన్ కావాలి ఎక్కువ వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, ఎందుకంటే ఎనర్జీ ప్రొడ్యూస్ కావాలి కాబట్టి. సో ఫర్ దాట్ రీజన్ నార్మల్ ప్రైమరీ మజిల్స్ సరిపోదన్నమాట. సో అప్పుడేమవుతుంది, అడిషనల్ మజిల్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ అటాచ్డ్ టు ద rib cage helps in forced type of breathing. Okay, so this is the involvement of muscles during quiet and forced respiration. Previously these muscles are classified as this respiratory muscles are classified as inspiratory muscles and expiratory muscles. Because of its complexity of action of these respiratory muscles, so this classification is inaccurate and misleading. Okay, so considering it as inspiratory muscles and expiratory muscles will not give a correct process of ventilation, so that later these ventilatory muscles are most accurately classified as primary muscles of ventilation and accessory muscles of ventilation. Okay, primary muscles of ventilation and accessory muscles of ventilation. So what are the primary muscles of ventilation? So the main muscles in ventilation which are used in quiet respiration, or the first muscle comes the diaphragm. Here you can have this diaphragm is the first primary muscle, and then intercostalis muscle, both the external intercostalis as well as the internal intercostalis, so which are present by the side of sternum, called as parasternal. So particularly the parasternal part of the intercostalis plays an important role in ventilation, and other intercostalis muscle called subcostalis, which is a part of transverse thoracis, so which is present behind this sternum, that one is also take part in the ventilation. Okay, and other muscles called as Scalene muscles. So these are the Scalene muscles. So these Scalene muscles, so this one all only Scalene muscle, this one is sternocleidoid. Okay, this Scalene muscles have 3 fibers, anterior, middle and posterior fibers. These muscles are also used in quiet respiration. Okay, so these 3 muscles are considered as primary muscles of ventilation. These muscles act on rib cage, all these muscles. One is the diaphragm and intercostalis and the Scalene. So diaphragm, intercostalis. Under intercostalis we are having external intercostalis, internal intercostalis and subcostalis, which is a part of transverse thoracis, comes under intercostalis muscle, and also the Scalene muscles helps in um, ventilation. So all these muscles act on a rib cage, which promote inspiration. All these muscles promote inspiration. Okay, there is no primary muscles for expiration, because expiration at rest is passive. So this is very very important. There is no primary muscles for expiration, because expiration at rest is passive. Okay, now coming to the accessory muscles of ventilation. So the muscles that attach to the rib cage to the shoulder girdle muscles, and attach it to the head, and attach it to the vertebral column, and also the pelvis, are classified as accessory muscles, Except these primary muscles, the remaining muscles which are attached to the rib cage are considered as accessory muscles of ventilation. So these muscles assist in inspiration or expiration in situation of stress, like increased activity, that is during exercises, or in diseases like some pathological states like asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Okay, so these accessory muscles assist. So keep it in mind, these muscles assist in inspiration as well as in expiration in situations of stress like increased activity or diseases. Okay, so what are these accessory muscles of ventilation? So the muscles which is attached to head, here you can see this sternocleidomastoid muscles, and also on the back side you can see this trapezius muscle. Okay, and you can see this pectoralis major, so this pectoralis major, and you can see this pectoralis minor, so only three ribs, pectoralis minor, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, and also other muscle, so which is present below the clavicle, that is called subclavius muscle, and levator costorum, which is attached to the thoracic vertebrae, and serratus posterior superior and serratus posterior inferior. These muscles are present on the posterior aspect of the rib cage, and also the abdominal muscles, you can see here abdominal muscles. So the abdominal muscles are the, so here a cut is there, this is the rectus abdominis muscle, and also innerly transverse abdominis muscle. So this highlighted part here, transverse abdominis muscle, which is deeply placed, and also internal oblique, this one is the internal oblique muscle, and here you can see in the lower ribs, this external oblique muscle are present. And also transverse thoracis, this transverse thoracis is also called as triangularis sterni. So this is present on the back side of the sternum. Okay, so it consists of three parts. One is subcostalis, intercostalis intimae, and sternocostalis, out of which subcostalis is considered under intercostal muscles because it helps in quiet respiration, and the remaining two muscles of transverse thoracis helps in forced ventilation. Simply you can mention transverse thoracis is enough. Okay, these are all the muscles attached to the rib cage. In the next video we will see the individual muscle actions of diaphragm, intercostal muscles, and the scalene muscles, and also some accessory muscles of ventilation. As a whole, we can study these accessory muscles not as an individual muscle, because we are going to study these individual muscles in coming chapters. Okay, so as a whole, how these accessory muscles are going to work, we will see in the next video.